Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with dealing with the Mikadono sisters is a breeze episode number 8 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we had the senpai from Nico's Nico's I think like yeah he went to like the same dojo, yeah, a senpai of Nico, and he came back from a different country. He was in a different place and he came back and he now is telling Nico to come with him because obviously this school apparently doesn't have enough people talented enough to challenge Nico, and she would be able to grow more in his school, all those things. And obviously if she does that, then she'll have to leave the house, go to a boarding place, and the familial, the thing that you have brought back into the sisters, that's going to get destroyed for Nico, you know. And after asking Nico as well, Nico also doesn't want to go. In the end, she tells that, but this senpai is not listening. He's extremely overbearing. He's like, "Oh no, I know what is better for you, this and that, all those things, you know." And yeah, in the end, Yu challenges him and tells him that if I win, then she won't have to go, and vice versa. If I lose, then But the problem is, this guy is a national champion. I think they mentioned, or something like some prefectural champion or something. Like, he's very talented. And obviously, Yu has no prior training, so it's a very difficult situation. Nico starts training him, but still, it is going to be very difficult challenge. You did, however, write in the challenge letter that the senpai cannot use his dominant leg and hand, but still, even with that handicap, it's still going to be almost impossible. So that's the current situation. So let's see what happens. Let us begin. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, what the? Damn. Right. Well, I guess they're like, we're gonna help you out like this, yeah. Right. Oh, damn. Well, it's still the same. What the hell is that? It's a glowing. Yeah, but it didn't go that way. Wow, they burnt everything so bad. You will win no matter what. Okay. Hmm. Well, you guys can't cook. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Oh wow. Hmm. Oh damn. Ah. Well. Okay. Oh, because he's training. Wait, how did he cook then? Oh boy. Right. Awaken to something. Oh boy. Oh, 3 days. Okay. Damn. Wait, what? Oh, this is um the dojo in the house. Hmm. 2 days. Okay. Ugh. Hmm. Bro, shut up. Just go on your own thing. Do your own thing. There we go. There we go. Another character pushing their own, like things onto someone else. Well, but you himself also was the one who challenged him, so you know. Like this is the thing. There should always be balance to everything. Like only looking in one direction might be able to take you to some heights, but you know that's not the way. So this is something that all of these characters just okay. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, I guess. Damn. Damn. Oh damn. He did a whole 360. What? Oh. Wait, what? Oh no. Oh god, he's gonna pull something. Oh, it's today the day? I think so. Yeah. Here we go, both of them. Okay, what excuse has you thought up? We want two matches. Oh. Right, so that's why he said two matches. Wait. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I would say that is even more like cheating. Like he's getting like he's not even a fighter. Like what are you on about? So there's nothing fair going on in the first place. Oh yeah, I guess. He also she kind of stopped midway in such a way. Right. Right, here we go. Ugh. Shut the. Yeah, just shut up. Oh damn. Yeah. Also, he's not a fighter. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So the handicap is it still? You can apply it. Is it? Is it still? Yeah. She may be short. Hmm. Damn. Is he trying to try him out? Her out? I think so. Damn. Hmm. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I guess the handicap doesn't apply to her, which makes sense because obviously she's a fighter. The only handicap was only for you. Good lord, such an aggravating behavior. Like, Damn. What are you making us do? Okay, when are her sisters here? Yeah, her sisters should be here soon, right? Okay, and she's not going to use the same pattern. This is the thing that Tasumi was saying. Yeah, there you go. That she's very orthodox, but that is the part that she decided to change now. Nope, she's not going to follow the same pattern. Oh! Damn! Damn! Yeah. Now that she has been able to accept both her sides, she has broken out of that orthodox way of fighting as well. Oh, there you go. The sisters are here. Bro, mind your own business and fight. Absolute moron. This is how you became a champion like this? By. Shut up. Oh, there you go. Now go back home. If you act like a dumbass like him, then obviously you're going to lose. Like, being like, oh, this is not how you fight, this is not. What the hell? Nope. Hmm. Okay, there you go. You know what the biggest fault of Tasumi was? He was focusing too much on how Nico fights. I'm pretty sure he doesn't fight like this with other opponents. It was because it was Nico that he underestimated her, and he was like, "Oh, I know all your attack patterns and everything. You're weak, this and that." That was the most aggravating part of this battle. The fact that he was looking down on her. As a warrior, as a fighter, this is not the attitude you should have. That's the last thing you should do as a professional fighter. That is, look down on your opponents and underestimate them because you know that person from before. You know how much disrespectful that is towards your opponents. Like, there's so much thing about this guy that really aggravated me in the manga, and after watching this episode, it all came back to me, and I Like, this guy is like, I don't know what he does with other opponents, but at least his behavior with Nico was like extremely disrespectful, and like, it was just absolutely horrible. you know as if like, oh, I know everything, I know how I'm going to counter you, and underestimating her and being like, oh, you're weak, come with me, I can change your weakness. Like, who the hell are you? Like, what do you think you are? What type of self entitlement is this? Is there something? Oh no, that's it. Right. Like, what type of self entitlement is this? You know, Even if he's not like this with other opponents, even if it was only with Nico, that is extremely disrespectful. Can you imagine the amount of disrespect that is? Like, automatically, like, you think this guy thought that, oh yeah, you know what, I'm better than her. Like, I know her every move, I know everything. That's how he came into the battlefield. You know, he came into the ring assuming that, oh, you know what, she's weak, I can take care of her. Like, and I am the one who can change her and make her stronger. Not only that, he also disrespected the school. Like, yeah, obviously this school might not have like the strongest of the strongest, might not have like the same level as the other schools, but the fact that you're looking down on people who are on the same, like, like doing the same thing as you, like fighting, and like, that is like the last thing you should do as a professional fighter. you know don't they teach you that as a fighter you should not underestimate anyone, whoever it is? The person might be someone who you've defeated 20 times. In your 21st battle, he might win. So you should never underestimate any opponent, however weak that person is. That is the first thing that, as a professional fighter, not only professional fighter, in any type of like, in any type of like field, you're taught that you should not underestimate your, if it's something competitive, you should not underestimate your opponent. And this is how this guy comes in. Like, oh, I can, like, I can take care of Nico. And also the gall and the, like, what can I say, like, the audacity to be like, oh, you're not good here, I can change you, I can take you some to another school, and I can train you to be better. Like, yeah, he might not be wrong, that might actually have happened, he might actually be, but the fact that you, like, that is like the way you're thinking in itself shows a lot about your character and your professionalism. Like, and that's why he lost here. Because he was like, oh yeah, Nico's going to fight like this, Nico's going to like throw punch like this and that. As soon as Nico took out that orthodox way of fighting, as soon as she was able to accept both the sides of her, she changed. And there you go. And that's why the people say, do not underestimate your opponent. He underestimated her. He thought that, oh yeah, I know every single trick up her sleeves. That's why he got beaten. Not necessarily Nico stronger than him. I still think he's stronger than Nico. That if he actually fought unbiased and with an open mind, without underestimating her, he probably would have won. But that's the thing, he didn't. And that's the worst thing you can do as a professional fighter, that is underestimate your opponent, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. On the ring, in the ring, your opponent is just another person fighting you. There's no family, no friend, nothing. You two are like, like rivals fighting each other. You should never underestimate them because, like, apparently this person fights like this. No, this is not chess or whatever. Like, like this is not some kind of a strategy game that you're playing, that you're trying to, like, oh, like, I'm trying to see what this other person is going to do. Like, yeah, obviously you should do that, but you shouldn't keep your head in such a way that you think that, oh, she's going to throw this punch like this, and she's going to do that, I'm 100% certain. That's not how you fight. Like, so yeah, that's why he lost. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he would have won if he actually fought unbiased with an open mind and didn't underestimate her. He probably would have won there. But that he didn't do that, and that's his thing. And I feel like this was necessary for him. He needed a beating down and someone to, like, throw him down a peg or two. Otherwise, he would have kept being this obnoxious little character, like, and this amount of overconfidence in professional fights like this could be disastrous. So yeah, he needed this. He actually, I'm 100% sure he needed this. He needed to get defeated like this, badly. Otherwise, his obnoxiosity, I'm not sure if that's a word, his obnoxious nature is just, yeah. Again, like I said, I don't know if he fights like this with other opponents as well, or if it was special because it was Nico, because he knew her from his childhood, maybe because of that, but whatever it is, that is wrong. Anyways, and like I said, I from the very beginning I didn't like him because of the fact that, like I said in the previous episode, that you tried his so much best to make, like the family, three sisters, bond together again, actually become a family, something that was, like that they lost. And now this freaking jackass comes out of nowhere and he's like, oh, I know what is better for you, come with me, you know so yeah, like overall, I don't remember if we see him again. I'm guessing we'll probably see him now and then, but I'm glad this is over with, because this guy was obnoxious as hell. Hopefully he changes now, at least a little bit. And like, I know what is better for you, that type of attitude is just so, yeah. Again, if this was her father, it would have been fine, because it wouldn't have been fine, obviously, but still, like, yeah, you're her parent, like, I guess, yeah, even though you shouldn't dictate how your child lives your life and try to tell them and all that, still, I guess it's at least understandable, because you're his parent. Who the hell is this guy? Who do you think he is? They're gonna, oh, I can make you better. Like, what who gives you that kind of, like, also, not only that, even after Nico said that I don't want to go with you, he was being his obnoxious self. He's like, oh no, you're not going to do that. You don't have any free will. I'm telling you to come with me, so you have to come with me. What type of attitude is this? So yeah, he needed this beating. He needed to get beaten up this bad, and like, and I'm glad that happened. Absolute nonsense. Anyways, but yeah, okay, so that was that. Now, other than that, today's episode, one of the best things that you did was actually bring in Nico into the battle as well, because as we know, as we saw, if you was the only one fighting, he would have lost. Like, in no way he would have won. We literally saw what happened. um but him also bringing in Nico, and like I said, his underestimating his opponent's ability, that came to bite him in the back later on. He was like, oh, it's fine, I can take care of both of them. He took care of you because obviously it's you, like, he's not even a fighter. And then he, in his head, he was like, oh, I know Nico's patterns, how she fights, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. And as soon as you, in the end, cheered for Nico and Nico saw what he's doing, he realized, she remembered that how, like, you told her that, like, this weak side or this strong side, both these sides, this side of her that wants to be feminine and this side of her which wants to be the strongest, there's no, like, head, like, there's no, like, rule that, oh, I have to choose one or the other. You can choose both. And that's what he said, and that's what he made her remember. Like, why would you, like, like, oh, yeah, you want to be strong, that's fine, that's completely fine. Doesn't mean you have to just give up everything else. Like, you can be strong and you can be feminine. Like, it's fine, it's completely fine. You might like dressing up, like, and all that stuff. You might like putting on like makeup, jewelry, like flowers. You might like all of these things, you know but that doesn't mean that you cannot be strong along with that, alongside that. You can be strong and you can like these things. You can like dressing up and you can be strong at fighting. So that is basically what it was. Up until now, she was just having this orthodox way of, like, oh, like, yeah, I'm strong, I should not do this, I should not do that, I have to be strong, this and that, like all these things. And this guy as well, he was saying the same thing. He was like, oh, you're relying on others, that makes you weak. Like, what? Who the hell are you dumb or something? Like, relying on other people makes you weak? You stupid or something? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, anyways, that as well, all those things. And then obviously, in the end, as soon as she realized and as soon as she decided that, you know what, I'm going to embrace both of them, both the sides of mine, her orthodox way of fighting changed. Up until now, she just used to follow how you should be fighting by the book, but now she changed her style completely, and that is something that obviously Tatsumi, this guy, he didn't expect. He was like, oh yeah, I know every single move that she's going to pull off, and there you go. That's it. Like that acceptance of herself and acceptance of like not just going by the book and changing stuff up, that made her obviously that made her win the match in the end, because Tasumi couldn't like predict what she's going to do. He was completely reliant on the fact that, oh, I know every single move that she'll put. You know, that is why he lowered his guard extremely in the other areas. He was like, oh yeah, she's going to throw her punch from here. So whole focus was here. He completely lowered his guard on the other side. And there you go. That's what Nico did. Nico got in from that side. She was fainting. She fainted multiple times and started, like attacking him. And obviously he didn't expect it. You know. Okay, so here's another thing to think about. So this means the previous match that happened, because of this, he won the match against Nico. Right? If Nico was actually like more, like you could say, free with her way of fighting, because as it was mentioned, Nico always follows everything by the book. Like, oh, like this, like this. So he knew every single move of Nico, and that's how he did it, and that's how he dominated the whole thing. So I'm assuming if Nico fought like this, he probably couldn't defeat her, or maybe he wouldn't be able to dominate it this hard. That the way he dominated the fight in the previous fight, so hard, so one-sided, he probably wouldn't be able to do that at all. So he won that match, or he won that match in such a big margin, is because Nico was fighting in an orthodox way. That's why. So you're not even that strong, I guess. Like, yeah, he's definitely strong. He probably fought as he said, as they mentioned, he got a lot of like trophies and everything. But against Nico, how strong we thought he was up until now, it was because he knew what Nico was going to do, and Nico was doing it exactly like that. It's like your opponent's every single move, so you're just focusing on that, and that's why you dominated the whole battle so much. If you don't know what your opponent is going to do, it obviously is going to become a lot more trickier and more challenging. So yeah, there you go. Right. Anyways, that was Nico's part of the story. Now, other than that, her sisters obviously were trying to help as well in today's episode. They decided to make food for Nico and you. They made, obviously, the dish was a complete failure at the beginning. All the dishes that they made. But then you was like, okay, let me help you out. He started helping them out, and they made the food that Nico likes the most. And then obviously we had that section where they were trying to feed you and everything. Right. Yeah, and all of those things. Then we had that section where like Nico told you that, oh, I'm sorry, I dragged you into this whole thing, and you was like, no, it's not your fault, it's just it's me, I'm the one who challenged him. And even if even if this is something that you are having to deal with, like like it's completely fine. I also like I wanted what you wanted, what obviously you don't want to go there, and that's why I decided to help you out. And this is also the part where you told her that you don't have to like accept one side of you. Why don't you do both? Like both the sides of you. You can accept both the sides of yourself, because that's what makes you you. Like if you just decide to selectively pick one side of you and discard the other, that won't be you anymore, right? And you kind of mentioned how he was like keeping an eye on her when she like used to go out. She used to like like look at those flowers. She used to look at Kazuki, like putting on makeup and everything, and she used to like look at that, and like dressing up and all those things. And you realized that even obviously she has her, strong side of her where she fights everyone and everything, but then there's is also the other side of her where she wants to dress up and maybe, like put on makeup, do her hair, look at flowers, all these things. And these don't make you weak. Like, like this is just a choice. Like, you think putting on makeup or doing your hair in a different way makes you weak? You think looking at flowers, appreciating flowers makes you weak? That's one of the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. That doesn't make you weak. That's just something that you like. It's something that you like. And I would rather say that if you follow what you like, if you actually, like accept the fact that you like something, that will make you even stronger. Because, mentally you will be stronger. And obviously, physical and mental strength reflects on each other. If you're mentally strong, that will reflect in your physical strength as well. Like, so yeah, so that is why Nico wasn't able to unleash her true potential up until now, because she was always in a dilemma. She's like, oh, like I want to do that, but should I do that? That will make me seem weak. Should I, like, do my hair, make a little, like that will make me look weak. Should I dress up? That will make me look weak. you know because of that, she was at constant battle with each, with herself, trying to, like, discard the other part, but not being able to discard it completely because she likes doing these. So it was at a constant clash amongst herself. As soon as that clash ended, as soon as she decided to accept both the parts, and, she was able to come at a better mental and physical, like, like an understanding within herself. And, that's going to make you stronger. Like, these are all choices. Like, these are all likes that you have. Liking something and doing something in a certain doesn't make you weak. That's like one of the most, I don't know, like one of the most dumbest things I've ever, like Tatsumi, like what he said, oh, you're relying on others, that makes you weak. What are you on about? Like, what is this? Like, you think being the lone wolf and, doing everything on your own, belittling other people and looking down on them, that makes you strong? We saw what happened here. you know you did the same thing with Nico. You were looking down on her. You were thinking, oh, I know her, all her moves, I can do this. you know and, your arrogance got to you, and it became the reason for your downfall. When you fell down, when Nico constantly beat you up multiple times, back to back punches and kicks, and you fell down to the ground, you're very strong there, right? Because obviously, like, you think that relying on other people is weak. That made you look real strong, right, in front of so many people when you fell down on the ground. There you go. So yeah, that's what happened. And right. And that's how this whole match ended. As you can see, at the beginning, Nico was still kind of like, stopping herself, like going through the same orthodox movements and everything. But then at the end, where you was ready with the fans and the cheering equipment, and he was like cheering for her, that's when it broke her out of that mentality. She was like, she remembered what you said, and she's like, yes, you know what, like, to be my real self, I have to accept my other self as well. And she did that. As soon as she did that, she became a lot more confident. She decided to change up her moves a little bit as well, not just go by the book. And that's how she was able to defeat, you know Tatsumi. Whichever direction he thought that Nico was going to attack from, she was attacking from the other direction. And she was fainting. She was like throwing her punch like this, but then she like changed the movement and threw a punch from the other side. She started kicking as well. She started like just, just, like doing drop house. What do you call them? Drop house kick, right, or something like that. When you use both your legs. That one. Uh, she started doing, and in the end, she ended the whole match with her, by kicking him in the face. There you go. Knocked out, won, she won. And then she started crying. Obviously, if this was her up until now, she probably would have, like repressed herself and be like, oh, if I cry, I would look weak. But she actually cried there, and you came and wiped her tears and all that stuff happened. Her sisters were also there. They were also able to come at the very end to support her. And there you go. That's how it ended. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next episode. Let's see what Senpai has to say about it. And I think next episode we'll probably like wrap this up, and we'll probably go to Miwa's story, which I don't remember at all. Like this part I remember very well in the manga how it went, because this guy aggravated me a lot while reading the manga as well. All the reasons that I mentioned, all of these reasons were the reason why it really aggravated me. So that's why I remembered this part a little bit better. I don't remember Miwa's part at all. So let's see what happens with her. Right. Yeah. And there you go. That was it. That was my reaction. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. You know how everyone was like, "Oh, not only did you bring, like put on like a handicap on Senpai, he also brought in, Nico to fight along with him." And everyone was like, "Oh, that's not fair." And I'm like, bro, what fair are you talking about? You think someone who has been pursuing this, fighting this like this for 9 to 10 years, fighting someone who barely have practiced for 5 days, you think that is fair? Like what fair are they talking about? If you talk about being fair, that's not how you should do. If you bring this senpai and tell him to cook food and do like housework and say that that's how we're going to compete, obviously you would win it, because you is someone who has been doing all of these for a very long amount of time. So obviously it's not fair in that way. Similar to this, if someone who has been fighting for 9 years and you're bringing someone in who barely knows how to throw a punch, and you train him for a week and be like, okay, let's fight this guy who has been training for 9 years, and you think that is fair? The whole fair nonsense thing that they were talking about in itself is such a and yeah, as when Nico joined in, that was fair. You and Nico was more fair than you just fighting him on his own. That is fair. Yeah, because obviously Nico has also been training for so many years and everything. That is more fair. So there you go. That is just absolutely ridiculous. What people were like, oh, that is so, I'm like, bro, shut up. What are you on about? This part. Okay, yeah, here we go. Way too underhanded. What underhanded, bro? That's not underhanded. That is that is fair. Like, yeah, you're actually finding someone who's on the same league as you, which was Nico. Right. Okay, so there you go. And there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode number 8 of Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters is a Breeze. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.